All right, all right, all right, all right. Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on, we are live. I'm doing a sound check in the background. Top of the night, whatever time zone you are on, we are live. Hopefully, everybody's been doing the best they can in the situation that they are in. I wanted to check the sound out on my third party device because I do have air running in the background. Okay. So, with that being said, hopefully everybody's again has been doing the best that they can in the situation that they are in. Let me throw on a little jacket so we don't have all these stragglies showing. All right. So we do a little adjustment here. Hi, Cha Cha. How are you? Hello to the people in the chat, the people who will see this in the future. All right. This is a doctoral presentation, and I will be using a qualitative tool. Uh, Qualitative tool of choice is Invo. Okay. So, but before we say that, let me get to my side note. Okay. Side note are apologies because I was supposed to do this live stream weeks ago. However, groundhogs dictated that I should do something else as they started digging up in the yard. So, um, also, if you see this on my hand, it is calamine lotion. I have had a reaction to something. Nevertheless, I'll be going to my dermatologist again, and I'm sure he would be just overjoyed and thrilled to see me. Now that we've got the two side notes out of the way, again, this is a qualitative uh, research tool. I have not chosen to use the one um, that my professor recommended, even though I have used it before, utilized it before. I am using one of the most cited qualitative research tools, which is in vivo. Okay. So I already have a transcript uploaded. All right. And what we're going to do is take it through techniques such as coding, theme identification, and also development of a conceptual framework. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this because coding text and theme identification kind of intertwines itself when utilizing this particular software application, but it is very detailed, uh, very structured. In addition to having it installed, I also had to install the structured query language database. So with this particular software, you have to install the structured query language database. And it has been years since I have utilized such database. Hey, Ba, how are you? Yes, I'm saying hello to the people in the chat again. Hello to any classmates. Hello to Dr. Lynn and other doctors and professors. Hopefully, again, everybody has been doing the best that they can in the situation that they are in. I do have my water on the side with my napkins that are saturated to pat my skin. So if you see me drinking water along the way and saturating my skin, it is because I reside in Michigan and it is hot here. Okay. So with that being said, let me jump right into this. So what I'm doing in the background now is I'm going to go ahead and open up the program, get all of that out of the way. So I'll go ahead and log in. There's no need to share that in the presentation. If you hear my loud typing in the background, excuse me. Just sign in here and we can get started. Again, I already have a transcript from a speech loaded, okay? So that's already been preloaded. It will not be the one I'm using for my actual case assignment. It's just one I'm using to show how this particular qualitative software program works in regards to um, showing information. And it is definitely one for the books, very detailed. Again, I had to install the structured query language database. And the thing that I have seen that I like about this is the way that you can export the data, and it just gives you a summary report. This, that it's the breakdown. So basically, what you're getting is the best of Windows. And when I pull this up, it's is not a Windows software, but it reminds you of a Windows software like Windows software suite, like Word, Excel, so on and so forth. So, and it is loading in the background. And as soon as it is finished loading, we can move along. It's taking its time. Hey, Miss G, how are you? Again, this is a presentation with me utilizing a qualitative tool. I am not utilizing the one recommended by my professor, which I have utilized before. I am using the one that is the most cited, which is in vivo, and it is the most cited qualitative software to utilize. That's the one that I'll be using. Okay. So here, yeah, what I'm doing in the background now that the software program is actually loaded, want to go ahead and get some things out of the way. So we'll be right there where we need to be inside of the new project. Over my project, with my project that I've already had loaded. Which is, I could do either or. Could do this. I actually have two different projects loaded, but it's the same document. Okay. Thank you everyone for your patience. Oh, I just got the notification. Invalid file format. Saying here. Okay. It is taking its sweet time to load the project. The software application is loaded. It's taking time to actually load the file that I already have pre-uploaded, opening up the new project or opening up a pre-existing project. Earlier, it was not so slow processing. Right now, it is slow processing, but I need you all to keep in mind that I do run multiple applications at the same time. Okay. And so that's going to deal, a side note, while this presentation is not about the processor that I have inside the electronic device, when you are loading multiple software applications at the same time, you have to consider what's going on with your processing unit, your central processing unit. Also had to factor in your RAM. Okay. Things and it, excuse me, everybody, I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, there we go. Come on. Yes, it's opening. See the little interfaces popping up here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes, 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 and yes. Okay, now I can share the screen. Here we go. Yes. Thank you for your patience again, everyone. Hello, 3000. And I am saying hello to people in the chat. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, back this up just a little bit. Should have adjusted this. I'm adjusted now. So, um, again, again, we're doing a qualitative um, study. Want to pull qualitative data from here, right? Quantitative, qualitative, and qualitative deals with the phenomena. Okay, the phenomena. Why something is happening, how it happened, what's happening. Okay, versus quantitative, which deals with how many, how much, which ones, what kind. All right. All right, yeah, we want to share this screen. Okay. I'm going to stop the share and reshare on this simply because I need my voice to come in strong. So it's an option I did not choose. So apologies, everyone. Let me go back out and share. All right, now we're ready. Hello, F Easy. Hello. How are you, sir? Thank you for all the people that are tuning in, streaming this presentation. Okay. Let me refresh my third party device. There it is. Again, I am keeping my face saturated and cool. It is hot in Michigan. All right. So in vivo, again, is the qualitative analysis tool, software tool that I am utilizing. It is, again, the most cited tool used. Okay. So what you will see is Secretary Mathis. So Secretary Mathis, a transcript saved as a Word document has already been pre-uploaded. Now, if you take a look along the side, and I can drag this out. So what I'm going to do now is drag this out. Okay. On my left side, if you're viewing at home, it may be on your right. You see the blue area of the user interface, or what we would consider a window. Okay. And so you see, I'm underneath the heading import because I've already imported the Word document, right? Which falls underneath files. I can do file classification. All of this is underneath data. Okay. And the cool thing about this is you can do pictures, you can do videos. It is just that good. So let me readdress my screen and drag that back over some so we can get to the center. Now I'm going to go underneath codes, and you will see I've already did a theme sample, right? And it's going to take some time to load this as well. Okay, this is what I needed to do. I need it to, again, there it is. I'm going to follow X, all of the commands of this particular software, and it is taking its sweet time on my end, not responding. I'll give it some time because I do not want to have to relaunch this software. Nevertheless, if I have to, I will, because we have to get the presentation. Okay, let me stop the screen on this. I'm going to stop the share until this application window that I'm pulling up loads in the background. And again, if I have to relaunch, I do not want you all to see that aspect. I want it just to be where it needs to be. Okay. Yeah, it's a software program. Um, oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, exit out of this program and come back into it again. Thank you everyone for your patience. Hopefully everyone's been doing the best that they can in the situation that they are in. This is a presentation that I was supposed to do um, a while ago. Nevertheless, the groundhogs outside would not let me do what I should have done weeks ago because they decided to dig holes all up around the premises. And I'm sure I offended the groundhog when they attempted to come back because they could no longer dig in those spots. All right. So what I'm doing is relaunching the software program again in the back. I have to log in again pretty quick. And hopefully it does not, like I said, this is the first time this software program has done this. I do get the lag time in there, but it's never just not open or shut down on the other option. But again, structured query language database is uploaded with this. So it's more than one software program that's working in the background at the same time. Okay, it opened up quicker this time. Let me go right back here, get to the project I want to pull up. Again, the project is saved as a Word document. It's a transcript of a speech saved as a Word document. And what we're going to do is look at the text. We're going to look at themes identification. Again, theme identification and text in this particular software program overlap. So what I decided to do was strictly focus on the text. And we also could look at a conceptual framework. Again, the good thing about the software is there's so many options. And I like a software program with the maximum number of options available. Again, you can export this. It will give you summary. It will give you detail. It's just a very good qualitative analysis to utilize. And it is the most utilized tool for a reason. Reason it is the options you have. Some qualitative tools you can only import documents like PDFs, window documents, or other type of documents, and that's it. This qualitative tool, you can import videos, you can import pictures, you can import PDFs, you can import Word documents, you can import a host of things, and it will run you through the process of whatever you need it to do. You can do queries, you can query the data, you can visualize the data, you can, uh, like I said, export it out into spreadsheets. You can export it out into other different options that are available. You can do case classification. You can name a file classification. You can share it in a workspace with a group. It has artificial assistance included in this now. So it is open. But again, before I share the screen out, I want to be exactly where I need to be so we don't go through that waiting process in the background of it probably shutting down again. Something else that I like about this is the relationship organization. or visualization tool that you can import your data to into. Like it is different things that you can do. So it is up, but I'm gonna drag this over. I am sizing up my window. Thank you again for your patience. All right, so let me share out the screen. We should be good to go, right? Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh, you yes, yes, am easy. That's the name of the tool. Sure is. Yes. Okay. So again, I can resize the windows here by simply dragging over and dropping, drag and drop graphical user interface, right? Drag and drop, customize. Nevertheless, the focus is on showing um, the coding or the theme. So this is, again, this was a speech done by Secretary Mathis at Virginia Military Institute in Lexington, Virginia. The speech was given September 25th, 2018, right? And so drag section here to code a new code. Again, it's more than one way to get code. You can highlight a section and drag it over, or I can simply type where it says code two in the code two section. If you look at where the text is showing up at from the transcript, underneath that section, it says code two. I can type in keyword searches there, or I can be specific and it will create codes for me, right? Um, and I've already have one code heading which say theme sample. All right. Another thing I can do, let me see, is I can right click and create a new code that way as well. So again, a host of options. But why don't I go ahead and I want to highlight, don't necessarily want to open up a new code that way. I want to go ahead and highlight a section. So I'll cancel that out. I don't want to do it that way. I'm going to stroll down and into the speech that was given, and I'm going to highlight a section of the speech. And remember, the particular section we're underneath, if you see on the sides, is code. Okay, and so you see a code name. So we're going to come up with a new code, right? And that's just simply going through the speech, um, looking for common themes within the speech. I think it's just running, running, running. Wait a minute. Stop it. Okay. So, yeah, this is glitching. Software is acting out right now. But I have to factor in that I have multiple programs open at the same time. I have to factor in what I'm doing to the process. to the processes. So if you see the black highlight, and this is continuing to roam, um, see if it'll let me highlight without freezing up. Okay. This is unbelievable. Apology to everyone because, like I said, usually it does not do this. No issues. Now you see not responding. It would have to show out tonight when I say it's one of the best software, qualitative software tools to be utilized. So we'd have to do it on the day where I said that. Again, while this is freezing up in the background, um, or being what I would classify as buggy, right? I attempted to drop and drag this over anyway. Again, the program is not responding in the background. I do not want it to shut down before we get to another code. And what I'm going to do is just simply type in a section from this. It's going back into that not responding. So it's acting like it's want to crash and close, and then it's acting like, nah, maybe not. So again, let me see if it will let me type anything over in here. Oh, I did not want to relaunch this. Don't want to belabor anybody's time either. And again, I already have one case called theme sample added, okay, that I added earlier. And every time you do something, the sections get added to the right of the window or user interface. Okay, it can everything you do is compiling as you go along. It's a compilation of options that are saved. Another thing that's really good about this is you can preset how often you want it to back up your data in case something happens. And so I already has it have it preset to automatically back up the data that's in here. Like earlier when it went down, it stopped responding incrementally. It's bagging it up so I can always get back to it. That's another good thing about the software program. All right. All right. You could be challenges out. Okay. So what it's going to do right now, because I simply hope to you can meet those challenges without confusion. So what should happen is underneath codes and underneath code name, it should give me a generate another title, right? Create another title, and you should be able to see it there. But again, the program is not responding. But this is what the program should be doing. And at the end, and you can keep adding as many codes as you want. Like there is no restriction on the amount of code you can add in this program. You can keep adding, and then you can, where it says relationships, you can go underneath the relationship selection and say, okay, what's the relationship between every code I have created? And it will generate a chart, a sheet, or whatever you need it to generate based off of those relationships that you have selected. You can select all of them and it can generate something out for you, or you can select a few and it can generate. And keep in mind, you can export this data directly into Microsoft Word. You can do Google Docs. You can do Google Sheets. You can do Excel. And once you export this data from this software over into another software program, it instantly gives you what you asked for, what you're requesting, what you are saying. Okay. You also can run queries on here, you ask questions on here, and it will begin to generate. So again, unfortunately, my apologies to everyone because this software program has been freezing up and has been in a buggy state. And this is the first time I've experienced it. Utilizing this software, it is still the most cited software when it comes to qualitative analysis because of all of the options it have and all of the things that it can do. Like it is just one of those where you can, like I said, you can import more than just a Word document. You can import more than just a PDF. You can import pictures and it will give you information about that. You can import videos. It will give, and you can query or ask data or information about that data, metadata about that specific data. This is just, again, a super fantastic um, software program. Apologies tonight because it is not, it is not functioning the way it was designed to function. Uh, and I have relaunched it. I don't want to relaunch it again in the effort of saving time. But you see, I'm underneath the relationship child section, okay, subsection underneath codes. And so, it just is a general definition here of what relationships are. But again, like I said, I could go back to, let me go back to my codes. And I have, here it is. So I have two codes. I have theme sample and I have, you could meet those expectations. Now, what I can do is with these two, I can say, well, I want to know what the relationship is between these two. And it will give me I need to be hide this so I can see my um, menu across the, I can query, I can organize, um, I can do a case classification, file classification. Okay, there we go. I can visualize this. I can say chart coding, and it should be getting ready to generate a chart based upon the code, which also overlaps as the theme for this. And so you see it generated a chart. Um, Here. And so it says percentage coverage, Secretary Mathis, items. You can meet those challenges without confusion, coding by item, 1%. Okay, so it's saying 1% of that particular is covered, but it would be more than that as I continue to do my little, type in my little codes or drag and drop codes from the particular speech transcript. Okay, so what I just did on the side, because if you remember, I said earlier, on the right hand side, as you access more options, everything automatically generates on the right hand side. Like I wanted to do a chart, it's going to instantly generate a summary. So item, file, Secretary Mathis, percentage coverage, 0.16%. Okay, I can go back to chart, view from the chart. How much of this particular topic or theme is within the transcript? Keep in mind, we haven't gone through the entire transcript, right? I can keep looking for those particular themes. I can keep looking for those particular codes, so to speak. Commonality. And I keep adding and adding and adding. Again, there is no limitation to how many codes you can add. And it, whatever you do is going to automatically create, again, a menu on the side for you. And all of this is going to be saved. It's going to automatically generate a side menu for you. And again, that's just another benefit to this particular software program. It is all of the options that you have available. And if you're going to have to pay for a software program that deals with qualitative, quantitative, and any type of analysis, my perspective has always been this when it comes to any type of software, you always want the maximum benefit that you can get out of utilizing the software. You always want the maximum, not the minimum, the maximum. You always want optimization. You always want to use the less resources, but get the most benefit out of any software program. That's the way I think when I think software. I want the most that I can get out of this program for my money because you you have to pay for this pay for this software program just like you had to pay for the other one that was recommended. And so if you're going to be paying for a software program, you might as well make sure that you can get the maximum benefit with the most options out of the particular software program. And this is, again, it is the most cited program. And I can go down and I can query, I can start going into and saying what, asking my qualitative quote unquote questions. Da 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 da. You know, da 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 da. What's the phenomenon? What was the overall? You know, you go visualization, and then, like I said, it will generate your report. It can be exported into other programs, and when it gets exported into the other programs, the data is instantly there. Okay, it is instantly there. And again, this is the most cited source. Yeah, but it's the most cited because of all of the options. And like I said, when you install this software program, you have to install structured query language database as well. Okay, and we know structured query language database was whose database? Windows database. So and so that's why if you're looking at the menu along the side in the blue area, if you're looking across the top, if you're looking uh, along the left side, right side, and you're looking across the ribbon, what could be classified the menu across the top, it looks like a Word software program, right? It's like a Windows type format, okay? Because again, you're going to utilize this. It is important to note that you also have to install the structured query language database, okay? And which is a relational database, right? How things relate to one another. And well, that's what databases are for. They're to organize data, right? House data and organize data, right? So let me stop. Are there any questions? Yes, Amp. Oh, okay. This is really good. Okay, so Amp Easy said, I like the text analysis and keyword search functions of the two. I can see implementing this too when I conduct product inventory and menu engineering at work. I am a one-time cost software type. I think we all are. I think we all are. Like these subscriptions where you just have to keep paying and paying and paying and paying. And that's the thing now because everybody has uh, for efficiency and to remain relevant, have begun to move into the cloud because they don't want to be in a dinosaur ages. And the cloud is another database that's accessible via the internet, right? On demand, anytime you want it, it's right there. So, yes, AMP, it requires structured query language database to be installed as well. Okay, but remember, with these software programs, there are tiers. Okay, you can get this package, you can get that package, you can get a lower level package, you can get a higher level package. It is up to your needs and it's. And I'm going to stop that right there. Uh, again, this is the options are just unlimited here. So many options, so many choices, so many things you can do, so many things you can create. And so I'm going to stop this here. Thank you all. And to my Dr. Lynn, who is the professor who, who will be viewing this, and my fellow classmates. So we had some issues with the launching of the program starting and stuff. It was a little buggy, okay? But I also keep in mind that I'm running multiple programs, software programs in the background. And so all of this matters. I do understand that. However, I always run multiple programs in the background whenever I'm on here and when I've utilized this, and I've never had a problem before or this type of issue with it shutting down on me and me reloading. Nevertheless, I will still, it's a clean user interface, what I would call a clean user interface, nice text fonts, nice big words. I didn't have to go in and zoom in on any text. I'm able to see it visually, whereas some of the other ones, texts are a little smaller. You can customize Okay. And then again, like I said, the host of options where it is you can upload, and some of the other ones have it to where you can upload videos and images and not just documents, and you can upload a host of things as well. But this one again is the most cited, qualitative and quantitative tool to utilize, and it is for a reason. And I just got a notification in the background uh, asking me, it's been 15 minutes since my data has been saved. Do I want to save it again? And so I'm going to select yes, which is another thing where you can preset how often you want the data to save, or it will send a prompt message saying, would you like to save your data again? Data has been saved 15 minutes ago. Would you like to resave? So you can share what you do in here. You can export um, a very, very powerful tool. And as I heard, as soon as I seen structured language database had to be installed with it, I said, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. It just made sense. Okay. So thank you all. I apologize again that I couldn't show more because I was getting so excited early and I was like, oh, I could do this and this and this and this, and it is going to go so quick, and it actually slowed me down. And I have gone over and beyond the time frame which I had tentatively set for myself. But again, it is software, and when you are utilizing software programs, there is no perfect world when you are dealing with technology. It's not happening. Anticipate. Okay. 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 So, oh, okay. So, you said many companies are utilizing a subscription format to maintain relevance. Okay, makes sense. Thanks always, Miss Harris. Got it for IT. Okay. Thank you also, man. So that concludes this presentation. Dr. Lynn, to the subscribers that were participating in the chat. Thank you so much. You're convinced these programs never corroborate during the presentation. Right, right. Um, that was just a test summary that I did the presentation on. I'm actually going to do my case on McRaven urges graduates to find courage to change the world. This will actually be my actual transcript that I break down from a qualitative perspective and say what type of analysis design I chose to use through what's in here. The other one was uploaded as an example. We had different options we choose from. So I just really wanted to show how you can utilize that particular tool. Now, having said that, again, thank you all for your patience with me tonight. I like stuff to just kind of flow smoothly unless I'm doing some impromptu type stuff. You all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. Uh, remember to stay actively engaged. And if you are anywhere where it is hot, stay hydrated, keep yourself cool, and get different things to block the sun, and don't make sure you don't overheat. All right, with that being said, bye bye, everybody. Thanks for streaming.